no flurries. I am the Ice Queen, and today I am sharing a very special story time with you. Frozen. Now, how many of you have seen my movie? Raise your hand. Great. So you're going to help me tell my story today. But before we begin, I'm going to teach you how to make ice powers. So take your hands up, wiggle those fingers. Great job. And now start swirling and twirling and whirling your hands around, and they get faster and faster and faster until you just have to let it go. Uh-oh. Let's practice that again. Oh no. And we let it go. Great. Now I'm going to ask you to use your ice powers throughout our story today. So let's dive in. This is the story of Frozen. When my sister and I were little girls, we were the best of friends. My sister, Anna, was one of the only people who knew my secret. I had the power to make snow and ice with just my hands. One night, I filled up an empty ballroom with snow. Anna and I, we played together. We built a snowman. Do you know my snowman friend? Do you know what his name is? Olaf! Yes, we built Olaf. We also spent our time sledding and ice skating. As we played though, I lost control. Do you remember how we made those ice powers? So we're playing and we're having so much fun, and Anna is jumping from snow mountain to snow mountain, but I'm afraid she's gonna fall, so I shoot. Oh no! I accidentally hit my sister with a blast of icy magic, and Anna was hurt. So our parents went to the ancient mountain trolls for help. They told them that Anna was lucky to have been hit in the head and not the heart. So there you can see she's flying and I'm trying to keep her from falling. And I accidentally hurt her. So although my sister got better, our parents worried that people would fear my ice powers. So to keep my powers a secret, they surrounded the castle with walls and they never let anyone inside. But whenever I had strong feelings, the magic just continued to spill out, and I didn't want to hurt my sister or anyone else ever again. So I never played with Anna anymore, and that made Anna feel very lonely. Even after our parents were lost at a storm in sea, we didn't spend any time together. You can see my sister is very sad, and she asks, "Why do you shut me out?" Years later, it was Coronation Day, and that meant it was time for me to become Queen of Arendelle. For just that day, the castle gates were opened. Hundreds of people attended the crowning ceremony. I worked very hard to hide my feelings and my powers. My sister, though, she loved meeting all the new people, and she says, "I wish it could be like this all the time." And you know what? So do I. At my coronation party, my sister Anna met someone. His name was Hans, and she and Hans danced. He made her heart flutter. It seemed like they had everything in common. And look at how beautiful my sister looked on Coronation Day. So beautiful. Because the gates were just open for one day, Hans and Anna knew this was their only chance to be together. Can I say something crazy? Will you marry me? Do you know what my sister said? She said yes. So Anna and Hans were so excited to tell me about their engagement. So they asked me for their blessing. But I thought the engagement was a bad idea, and so I told them, you can't marry a man you just met. My answer is no. And Anna, she just couldn't believe it. And she says, why do you shut me out? What are you so afraid of? And in doing that, she pulled the glove off of my hand that was helping me control my powers. And that made me start to lose control again. Oh no, I feel those ice powers. Here they come. And I yell, enough! And as I shouted, the ice shot from my hands, and everyone stared at me in shock. Now all of Arendelle knew my secret. I panicked, and I fled for the mountains. My sister, she just felt horrible. My out-of-control powers had created a terrible winter storm in the middle of summer. So Anna determined that she was going to bring me back home and make it right. So she left Hans in charge of the kingdom, and she raced after me on her horse. But as she rode through the fierce wind, her horse threw her into the snow and ran back to Arendelle, and now she's all alone in the cold. Luckily, my sister met an ice harvester named Kristoff and a reindeer friend named Sven. She asked them for help. I know how to stop this winter. So together they set off to look for me. As my sister and Kristoff climbed the mountain, they discovered a beautiful winter wonderland. And there they met an enchanted snowman named Olaf. And Anna thought he looked familiar. So she asked him, Olaf, did Elsa build you? Yeah, why? Do you know where she is? Yeah, why? And Kristoff got to the point. We need Elsa to bring back summer. Olaf was eager to help them. Come on. And he leads them up the mountain. Meanwhile, Hans was hard at work helping the people of Arendelle. But when Anna's horse came back to the castle without her, Hans knew he couldn't stay. Princess Anna is in trouble. So Hans turned to the crowd. I need volunteers to help me go find her. Do I have any volunteers out there? Do I have anyone who wants to be a soldier? If you want to be a soldier, raise your hand and you can volunteer for Hans's army. Oh, you know what? Enough of you volunteered, and now Hans has some soldiers, and now he set out to search for Anna and look for me. Now back on the mountain, Olaf, he led Anna and Kristoff up to the giant ice palace that I had made with my powers. And even Kristoff was impressed. He said, now that is ice. Can you guys help me build an ice castle? Get those ice powers ready. Here we go. They swirl around. Let's build the bottom of our ice castle first. Let's build a big door in the middle. Let's build some steeples on top. Are you ready to see the ice castle that you built? It's beautiful. Inside my ice castle, Anna told me all about the terrible winter storm in Arendelle. And she looked at me and she said, Elsa, it's okay, you can just unfreeze it. But you know what? I didn't know how to unfreeze it. And so Anna says, well, that's not good. No, it's not good. I was afraid that if I went back, I would just make everything worse. Arendelle and my sister is just better off without me. So, I knew what I had to do. My sister tried over and over to convince me to come back home, but I was just too scared. I was afraid I was gonna hurt more people. So as we argued, you know what happened? Oh no, those ice powers are coming back and I just can't control them. Oh no. My ice powers accidentally hit my sister, but this time it didn't hit her in the head. It hit her in the heart. Anna stood up and she looked at me and she says, I am not leaving without you, Elsa. And I said, yes, you are. That's when I used my magic to create a huge snowman. Here we go. We need to make a huge snowman that can chase my sister out of my castle. He chased Anna and Kristoff out of the palace and toward a tall cliff. Kristoff pulled out a rope to help them climb down, and Anna says, but what if we fall? And Kristoff says, it's okay, there's 20 feet of fresh powder down there. It will be like landing on a pillow. Hopefully. They leaped over the edge and landed safely on the fluffy snow below. They had escaped from the giant snowman, but Anna had other things to worry about. My sister's hair was turning snowy white. So Kristoff had to ask her, is it because Elsa struck you? So Kristoff decided, I need to bring Anna to the trolls. Maybe they can help. One troll told them that my magic had struck Anna in her heart. And if the magic was not reversed, Anna would soon be frozen solid. Only an act of true love can thaw a frozen heart. Anna knew that she loved Hans, so maybe a kiss from him would work. As the friends hurried toward Arendelle, Anna began to shiver. Oh no, do you guys feel that? It's getting so cold. And Kristoff was especially worried about her. He was starting to care for Anna. At that exact moment, Hans and his soldiers had arrived at my ice palace and they began to attack me. I have to defend myself. Can you help me? I need you to help me make some spikes to keep these attackers away. Here we go. I need lots and lots of ice powers. Oh no. As I was trapping my attackers, I heard Hans cry out, Queen Elsa, don't be the monster they fear you are. And I stopped for just a moment, and that's when the attackers got me and brought me back to Arendelle and locked me in the dungeon. When Anna arrived in Arendelle, she had to say goodbye to Kristoff and Olaf, and she raced inside the castle to see Hans. As soon as they were alone, Anna asked Hans to save her with a kiss, but Hans refused. Anna realized that he had only pretended to love her. He wanted to take over Arendelle by getting rid of Anna, and he said all that's left now is to kill Elsa and bring back summer. Hans left Anna alone and shivering. Luckily, Olaf found her and helped keep her warm by the fire. But Anna was still getting weaker and weaker. And as Anna told Olaf about Hans's evil plan, Olaf looked out the window and he saw Kristoff racing towards the castle. And he realized that Kristoff loved Anna. There's your act of true love right there. It was Kristoff that Anna needed to kiss. With the last of her strength, she struggled outside. Meanwhile, I had escaped from the dungeon, but Hans was close behind me, and he yelled at me, "Elsa, you can't run from this." Hans told me about the magic blast to Anna's heart, and he said, "I tried to save her, but it was too late. She's frozen." I just collapsed in the snow and I closed my eyes. Everything that I had done to protect Anna had failed, and it was all my fault. Nearby, Anna was hurrying toward Kristoff when she heard Hans lift his sword, and she turned and she saw that I was in danger. Instead of saving herself and running to Kristoff, my sister leaped in front of me. She lifted her hand and she said, "No." And just as Hans swung his sword, it shattered against her frozen body. She had turned to solid ice. I gave my sister the biggest warm hug and I said, "Oh, Anna, no, please, no. Quick, can everybody find someone to give a warm hug to? We need to save Anna." "Oh, thank you, Olaf. I love warm hugs." Suddenly, Anna began to thaw. Her arms were warm again, and she reached around me and we hugged. And as Olaf watched them, he remembered what the wise old troll had said. What did he say? "An act of true love will thaw a frozen heart." Anna's love for me had saved both of them and the kingdom. Hooray! Soon, we were best friends again, and summer had returned to Arendelle. I even made Olaf a little snow cloud to keep him from melting. Would you like your snow cloud? All right, my friends, let's make him a little snow cloud. Take your fingers, circle him like this. Oh, he loves his snow cloud. One day, I had a special surprise for my sister. I told her the gates were wide open and we are never closing them again. We looked at each other and we smiled, and now everything was the way it was supposed to be. And with that, we say, the end. Have a wonderful, magical day. Bye.